Hello. This week I wanted to talk about two topics really. The first is print on demand. Um, all the publishers received an email yesterday from One Bookshelf about changes to print on demand, and they seem to come down to two things, or three things really. The first was that black and white prints, which we were told they were going to move to a higher quality paper, which gives you no blacker blacks, no, just it just feels nicer. Um, that was going to happen soon, but that's now been delayed to. I can't remember when, but basically it's not happening soon, and the price of black and white prints are going up by 2%. At the same time, the quality of the color print on demand is coming down, um, and the price is coming down as well. The price is dropping by 6%, which isn't bad, but the quality is going to be lower. Um, so those are two big changes. Now, lots of publishers, and myself included, we put black and white prints through as premium color because we liked the higher quality paper, the higher quality inks, um, and it looks like that's going away. There is no point in us paying more for the premium color if it's actually going to drop in quality down towards the of black and white quality. And the it's just you know, it's a swings and roundabouts. Generally, there's a dropping in quality of the drive-through uh, print on demand. The drive-through have said they're looking for another global printer of print on demand, and the only one I actually know that exists is Amazon. And drive-through already use Amazon Web Services for file hosting. If you look at the absolute URL of any image on drive-through now. They're all being served from Amazon. So yeah, it looks like they're either locked into the deal they have, or they're going to have to go to Amazon Pod. And Amazon Pod, I have been exceptionally happy with. The print prices cheaper. They can the printing process and delivery process is faster. You can put print books up on Amazon as Amazon Prime, and so you're not waiting weeks for things to be delivered. Um, at the moment, the Amazon still they have a much wider range of available formats. They still do perfect bound. That's right. They still do saddle stitch, and saddle stitch is perfect for RPG books for a couple of reasons. First is they will lie perfectly flat, which is great for if you've got tables and things. Um, if you do lay them flat, a perfect bound, you generally it will break the spines because the pages are glued in. If you keep opening it right up, the pages come out. And another nice thing about saddle stitch, because that's stapled in the middle page is a single sheet of paper, and you can lift those staples and take it out, and you could actually have a double page spread map, double sided, in the middle of your book, just by laying it out and having it printed saddle stitch. So saddle stitch is ideal, and Amazon still support it, which is a big bonus. Print costs are cheaper, print quality is as good or better. So I would have thought that if they do find another publisher, that's who they'll be uh, looking at. But that's their business decision. Now, I found pods to be very much a vanity project. For example, last month I did that OSR Solo deal of the day. So over that month, I sold 212 PDFs of OSR Solo. for that whole month, the print on demand, which is a premium, it's premium color, perfect bound on of DriveThru. I sold 5, so 212 versus 5. That's about 2.5% of my sales coming from the print on demand version. Across all my titles that are on print on demand, I reckon it's 1 to 3%. So the OSR Solo is towards the upper end, but then it was deal of the day, and I discounted the print book as well as the PDF. So yeah, if the fact that it was discounted, did factor into it being towards the 3% rather than the 1%. I was I watched another publisher, much bigger than me, on Discord, just describing their experience of Pod. Now they sell like you know multiple hundred pages hardback Pod, um, and they found that no more than 15% of their sales included a print-on-demand book, and they were saying the color isn't as good. The colors are washed out. The manufacturing quality isn't that good. Especially when they also do offset print runs, and then if you've got two people, one's got the pod book and one's got the offset book, the quality is the difference in quality is dramatic at that stage. So that's you know there doesn't the big advantage of print on demand is the zero cost to entry or very low cost to entry. I can get a print. I can do the layout myself. I can send it off, and I can get a book through the post. You know, two weeks later for about £7, about $10, and it's really really nice. I've got these are just my print proofs from sort of since March. I've got a stack of books, and it's nice to have a kind of shelf of me sort of thing going on. I think it's amazing that you can just design something on your computer and upload a file and get physical stuff through the door. Here, dropping them all now. Yeah, these are the cards for the Troika card deck. Oops, hang on. The fronts and backs. It's a nice, decent sized physical deck of cards. I've got another one which the proof was dispatched this week, and that's on its way to me. I've got I just down here. The to me the hardback proofs. With the glossy covers. It's this one is I don't know if it's picking up, but it's sort of full color. Um, Full color art. They're really nice, solid books. That's 3 deep. That's black and white. It's thinner paper because it's. I didn't put that through premium. I didn't realize about that. Now this one, let me just check which one this is. That is the lightning source proof of the of an early edition. This one, this version was the Amazon proof. You can on the back. It's very annoying that they used to put proof there, and I don't mind the barcode, but having proof written on the back was quite annoying. That one wasn't a good proof. The cover was out of alignment. That was the second proof. It's much better. What else have I got in here? I think that's the soft cover, perfect bound of Navigator, and one of my favourites is Devil's Staircase. no, this is my best layout job I've done. Again, it's full color, um, premium um, soft cover. But yeah, it's the fact that I can just make books and get them delivered. I think is absolutely amazing. They may not make a huge amount of money, but they it's a little bit extra, which is really really good. Now I've done pod through DriveThru, Lulu Express. Now Lulu, if you do it through Lulu, you goes on their store. You can do global distribution through them, but they really do take a huge cut when you do that. Lulu Express, you can get the Lulu Express is a plugin for Shopify, which allows you to sell pod books off any Shopify store. So I'm using Lulu Express for my my own store. And what I didn't realize at the time was if you set it up on Lulu, you have to set it up again on Express. They are completely separate services, which is a bit odd. I'm also selling Pod on Amazon, and just for a scale thing, in 3 months I've sold one book on Lulu. I've made $3 or $2.90 on uh, Amazon. I sell about $40 a month now, so it's the same books. I let Amazon do the global distribution because you receive a bigger cut from the global distribution than you do through uh, Lulu. So Amazon do my global distribution. Obviously, it's on Amazon as well. Uh, Lulu, I'm you can use the same pod files on Lulu as you can for Amazon. So if you're doing one, you may as well do the other. Lulu will give you a free ISBN with the imprint of lulu.com, and you can use that same ISBN on Amazon and on Lulu Express. So that keeps all the books together. And Lulu and Amazon have the same print options, so I can go saddle stitch if I wanted. Saddle Stitch for RPG books is much better than Perfect Bound because if you try and open Perfect Bound books flat too often, the glue goes in the spine. You can lose pages. The spines start to show creases, and it doesn't look too good. Um, Saddle Stitch will lay completely flat. It is literally staples in the middle of the book. Um, and for RPGs, it works really, really well. The middle pages, if you open those staples, you can take them out and close the staples again if you're careful. You can put a full size map on that centerfold, and there will be nothing disappearing into the uh, spine. And actually, it's double sided. If you've taken that page out, it's double sided, so you can have two double spread maps without any special features at all, just right in the middle of your book. The only thing you really lose out on is you can't have any spine text on uh, a saddle stitch book. But yeah, that's a small price to pay, really. Um, so that's print on demand. Yeah, there's going to be problems at drive-through with delivery, prices going up, quality coming down, and they're looking for an alternative printer. So if you've got a project that is absolutely dependent on print on demand, especially if you've got a Kickstarter, I tend not to do Kickstarters, but if you are and you were thinking of doing your fulfillment through drive-through, um, I would be a little bit cautious at the moment. All right, so that's it. That's all doom and gloom, but I'm sure it'll be fine in the long run. The other thing I wanted to talk about was exclusive and non-exclusive publisher accounts. Um, the reason this came up is because this is the week where I have changed from one to the other. When I set up originally, um, you get offered these two choices. You can be exclusive and earn 70%, and non-exclusive and earn 65% commission. And I saw the dollar signs and said, "Right, okay, I want the more money." So I went exclusive. I think most people do start off exclusive, which is fine because DriveThru is the biggest site on the web for buying or selling RPG books. Makes perfect sense. You get there's four benefits for being exclusive. The first is you get 70% commission instead of 65. The second is that on the DriveThru homepage, there is a near the bottom there's a scroller of exclusive publishers titles, and it's kind of like a random mix. So you get a little bit more uh, uh, screen space on the DriveThru, more homepage exposure. You gain an extra 10 publisher promotion points per month. Non-exclusives get 10, exclusives get 20. Uh, so you can afford, say a pack of banners on DriveThru costs about 18 publisher points. So if you're getting 20 per month for free, you could have banners, or right from your first month, you could have banners advertising your products if you wanted to. Category impressions cost 30 to 40, so every other month you could afford a pack of uh, category impressions. Homepage impressions are, I think they're about 90 to 100, so you could a couple of times a year have homepage impressions if you wanted. Deal of the day is 6 to 700, so you're looking at say 2 years to save up for one of those. Um, but still, you will get these things faster if you are exclusive than if you are non-exclusive. Um, and the last thing is when you do get as far as deal of the day, there's probably about 90 products in the queue at any one time. It's randomly picked out, but exclusive publishers are three times more likely to be picked than non-exclusive. So they will come up more often. You'll come up for deal of the day more often. So that's your four benefits. Now, what I found was when I started to earn more money on DriveThru, that the difference between 70% and 65% is actually a 7% drop in income. Because obviously you were never going to get the 100%. So the difference between the two is about 7%. Now, 7% of what I earn on DriveThru is now getting to the point where it's a couple of $100 per month. And the idea of um, losing a couple of $100 and not knowing when you'll make it up or where else you'll sell it and how big the other marketplaces are is quite a big hook to keep you locked in. But then I found that I put a few products up on Itch that were uh, not on DriveThru, so they weren't covered by the exclusivity. And they're also some of them are things which aren't sold on DriveThru. Uh, and it seemed actually that if you were to do the standard thing of putting out a product a week or maybe two a week and building up your following, um, you can build it up and people do sell and people do buy on Itch, and it's a perfectly viable indie uh, selling platform. I know another publisher that he contributes a lot to he comments on these videos and he comments on my blog, and he's a great sounding board for ideas, and he's got more experience than I have. He has built his itch offering up to something that's quite substantial now. So I know it can be done. I just have to do it. um, the the difference between 10 and 20 publisher promotion points when you're very, very small is massive. Now I'm earning 300 publisher promotion points per month because it goes on your gross publisher sales, not your net. Um, so the difference between 290 and 300 is negligible, really. Um, you also, I've been burning through them quite quickly. In theory, if there's 90 titles in the deal of the day queue, um, I should be earning more publisher points. If I'm earning 300 per month or 200 per month, I should be earning six, seven, 800 publisher promotion points in the 3 months that on average it should take to get a deal of the day, which means I'm earning them faster than I'm spending them. Um, so no, I've because I was exclusive, you actually go through them much faster because you're 3 times more likely to be picked out. I had my first one go live within 5 days of being going in the queue. The next one did take 81 days, I think it was, or 79 days. Um, the next one took 15 days, and the next one was 20 days or something like that. So you do get picked 3 times quicker as uh, an exclusive publisher, but you burn through the uh, publisher points so fast that if I was to, I've got about 800 publisher points at the moment. I could put another title in right now, and if that came up came up during May, I would then have to wait 2 or 3 months before I could put another one in. So even if it came up instantly, I still have to wait 2 or 3 months. So being exclusive and non-exclusive, when you reach the point where you're earning more than enough publisher points, it's moot. It doesn't really matter because if you get picked less often, you've got more points, so you can always go straight back in the queue. And if you get picked more often, you're not earning enough publisher points to go back in the queue until the same kind of time period. So it's a little bit of a kind of moot point. But being non-exclusive, what my plans are, it's literally happened this week. So I've got my first new title out on Itch, and what I've seen there is that's already brought me in more views and more followers. So I'm starting to build my following there. I've only got print on demand on Amazon and only print on demand on Lulu. I can now get Kindle versions and PDF versions onto those stores. So that's opened that up. I want to get my back catalogue up on these other stores before I invest too much into it getting broader. But there's also the Open Game Store. I was looking at that. I nearly applied for an account last month, but then I didn't, thinking that I wouldn't because I'm not. Uh, then I was exclusive, so I couldn't really make use of it. But I can you now look at that. I've never touched Pathfinder because if I'd created anything, my audience is mainly on DriveThru. Um, the best store for Pathfinder stuff is the Paizo store. Um, so yeah, it didn't really seem worth it, but uh, now it's a real viable option to get stuff onto that store. So I've kind of got more options than I can shake a stick at the moment. And the minute you get that notification that you're non-exclusive, it's actually quite liberating. So all these things I was thinking, oh, if only I could do that, oh, if only I could do this, suddenly I can. So you will start to see more of my products on other sites. and I'm going to start building up my experience with Itch and talking to other Itch publishers. So if you're not on Itch yet, I hope to be able to include more information about Itch and the other stores in these developer diaries. So yeah, that's it. I'll yeah feedback on how they work for me over the rest of 2021. Okay, thank you.